Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cricket 19 Career Mode. If you haven't watched the last episode, please do check it out. It's one of the biggest milestones in this career mode. We made our test debut for England in a test match against Ireland. And as you can see on the screen, spoiler alert, we did score a half century and we are not out. We're in day 2 of a 5-day test match, so we've still got plenty of time. Ireland were bowled out for 122 and we did pick up 1 wicket there. So we're batting now with Joe Root, who's on 117, and I'm really hopeful here that we can turn this 51 into hopefully a century. So that's what we're going to try and do in this episode. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Continuing against Dockrell here, so we faced a lot of spin in day 2 of the test match so far. Looks like Ireland's attack is dominated by spin. We did have a couple of overs of pace, but we dealt with those pretty well, which is probably why we've seen the spinners back in, but that looks like to be another boundary from us. So beautifully hit down the ground. And again, the ball was just too straight, and this one wasn't timed so well, so we may just pick up 2. We will run for 3. Just to kind of nick that extra run. Lots of space here out on the onside, so if I can manoeuvre the ball there, I will try my best. Yes. Just like that, but that one was a little bit too close to the fielder, so we just get a single. So we've got pace now back into the attack. Good to see, to test ourselves against a pace attack, and then there's a no ball. Obviously Ireland aren't the best pace attack, so it won't be totally representative of some of the better bowling attacks in the world. But nevertheless, it is a chance for us to prove ourselves against both pace and spin. Oh, that was not the shot there. The ball was way too full to be playing that one off the back foot. It's a mistake on my part. So the lead is now past 150. So I think we should be okay in terms of winning this game. I think now we obviously bowled them out pretty cheaply in the first innings, and I think we'd be able to bowl them out again relatively cheaply in the second innings with the pitch deteriorating as well. Oof. That one hit me on the head. I wanted to kind of duck, and the ball just didn't really bounce. That was kind of a slow bouncer, so it didn't bounce as high as I anticipated. But there's no concussion protocols or anything like that in the game. Oh, that was a poor shot from me there. The ball was there to be hit. Dockrell's come the other way around the wicket now. And you can't bowl on my legs there with that field. This isn't the wisest thing to do. And we hit that one for 4 off the first ball. Very little risk in playing that shot. There's just no fielders there at all. He's really got me bowling outside my off stump, Dockrell, if he's going to... That was a little better. But anything on my legs is just asking to be hit into this gap here at square leg. It's just, yeah, the captain's shaking his head, but this problem could be very easily solved with 1 field placing. Yes. So we play a little safer, just on the ground. This one looks like it might get to the boundary again. So Ireland are not learning from their lessons here. And they're just giving away 3 runs here, basically. It's just not the right bowling for the field. It just, yeah, just kind of forcing their own problems here. That one wasn't timed at all well, but we will nick a 2, I think. And we do quite easily. So Sterling's going to continue here. He's got 1 for 50 off his 12, so he has picked up a wicket. So maybe they have seen some success, if very limited, from the spinners, which is probably why they are persisting with them. But against myself and Root, they've just had no luck. And so they've gone to crowd the bat, which is an interesting tactic based on the last over we had, but we just hit the man there at silly point. And we move into the 90s. So the nervous 90s. And our debut test match, this would be a fantastic way to cap our maiden test game. And it doesn't look like anything stopping. That was a fantastic 4 down the grounds. And I think that's, what, 150 partnership, I want to say? I think. And Joe Root's reached his 150, so congratulations to Joe Root. Hopefully we can join him very soon, hitting a milestone of our own. Bit of gardening being done there, as you have to do in these test matches. And that's another beautiful shot through the covers there, and that's another boundary. And that moves us on to 99. And we're facing a bowler I think we faced for the first time today, Little. So, oh, and tried to play a shot off him there. Just the ball was slightly in the air. Luckily, it fell short of the fielder. Just have to be careful here, not to do anything silly, and that ball goes way over our head. And I think that was the end of the session. So that looks like what, lunch on day 2. Probably the worst time for lunch. We're on 99. So I'm sure whilst we tuck into some lunch, we'll be mulling over how we're going to get that final run. So let's just get into this afternoon session here and see if we can pick up this one run. And we don't just pick up 1, we pick up 4. And there it is. Our maiden test century. 16 fours. Fantastic. That is a fantastic achievement. Exactly what I would have wanted. What a great way to start off my test career. We tried to celebrate by hitting a 6, but we mistimed the ball. And, well, Joe Root's on 155, so we want to kind of follow his example here. And get 150. I just held my breath there because I didn't realise the field had changed. But we do manage to hit a 4 off that ball. Just got the ball square enough. And there you go. There's our wagon wheel. Look, we've pretty much scored all around. We haven't really scored much backward of square. Apart from that one boundary there down to third man. We'll get some drinks out now that we've got our century, and we can see if we can push on with Joe Root. I'll be interested to see whether
the captain is going with the medium pacer.
I'll be interested to see whether he chooses to declare anytime soon. And we don't show any signs of stopping here. That's another beautiful boundary, hit off the back foot, out through the covers. Taking a step back there and just working the ball nicely. Oh, no run in there. Thought about it. I think it probably would have been okay. But we won't take any risks. So yeah, just as I was saying, I'd be interested to see what kind of lead we get to before Joe Root thinks about declaring. Obviously, we're only on day 2 as well, so we've got plenty of time. So time definitely isn't an issue here, and I definitely think we'll be able to bowl out Island pretty cheaply. We may not even need to bat again in the second innings, so this may be my only chance to bat. So hopefully we can continue. And that was not a very well timed shot, and we do get away with a single, but that was very close to being caught. And they're turning back to spin here. So just 10 overs here now until the new ball. And that was a short ball there. And that's just been smacked away by us. Timing wasn't the best, but the ball was so short that was pretty easy to do. Oh, and we've mistimed that one. And tried to work it onto the onside. I think it's been caught by the fielder in close there on the offside. It just comes off the toe edge of the bat. And it's caught by the fielder there at silly point. It's not really the way I wanted to go, but it's 117 from us there. Fantastic debut innings. And yeah, what a way to start my test game. So this time we have been brought into bowl slightly earlier than before. They are 94 for 3, and they trail 95 for 3 now. And they still trail by another 175 runs. So they've still got lots of batting left to do. Birney, I think is how you say the name, is closing in on a half century. And Singh also going pretty well with 27. Oh, we beat the outside edge there, but we beat the wickets too. And the ball was probably a little too straight and been smacked over our head there. So we'll just bowl this over. And and that's fine. We've got the wicket there of Singh. Probably thought maybe the ball would spin a little more than it did. And we hit the top of off stump. So fantastic ball, exactly where you want to be bowling and aiming for. And we do take a wicket there of Simi Singh. That's a great over from us, taking the wicket. So we are going to sim through here. And we're going to stop at each wicket just to see what we do end up getting them out for. And Balboni went on to make 124. So and Sterling again 83. So they have put up some good resistance. But it looks like the tail... well, the tail Dockrell got a half century. So fair play to him. You know, coming in at number 11. And they do post 396, so we will need to bat again. So there we are. We didn't need to come in and bat again. We do win the game by 8 wickets. Joe Root picking up man of the match. He got 43 in the second innings, and obviously he got 173 in the first innings. We actually declared at 392, which is interesting. I thought we might have given ourselves a bit more of a lead, but the game's completed on day 3. So often, as you see, especially when you're playing Cricket 19, very rarely do the games go the full length in terms of time. But what a great way to start our test career with a century for us. We picked up 1 wicket by my player in the first innings, and 1 wicket by myself in the second innings, and then obviously 1 simmed also. But a great way to start our test career, I think. Very good result for us. So it looks like the next tournament we get to play here is some T20 tournament for Warwickshire. We then have a T20 game and then a county game the day after, all against Sussex, as well as some more T20 games and then some more county cup games for Warwickshire. But I'm hoping after that performance we'll get a bit more recognised at the England level. So let's just have a look at the selection status. So things have gone very well, let's say. So we are now expecting selection on England's tour of Sri Lanka, the Test Series. Also West Indies tour of England. We are also expecting selection for that. The Ashes, which is probably the big one. We're getting attention, which is great. You know, we're getting attention for the Ashes, which is crazy. We're also being considered the Test Series of New Zealand. And the T20 series of New Zealand. So I'm not too fussed about that because I haven't really performed too well. We're also getting attention for the Test series of South Africa, so another really good opponent. We're also being considered for the one-day series against South Africa, and as I would expect, we're kind of a fair way off here of the T20 series. Haven't really performed too well in that format of the game. We're unavailable for the JLT Sheffield Shield. We're captain of Warwickshire in the County Cup. We haven't been chosen for the one-day team, but I'm pretty sure we will be. We're obviously a star member of the T20 team. Still no chance of the Indian Premier League, so I guess maybe our poor showing in the T20s has meant that we can't really expect to be called up to the IPL, but we are expecting selection here in the Pakistan Premier Plate. So it looks like very soon we should be kind of regularly playing Test cricket and international cricket for England, with the Ashes being the big one. Now I don't know what month are we in here. We're in July of 2023 now. I don't know. The one thing this doesn't tell me is whether there's an Ashes series in the December of this year, in Australia. So maybe we will have to try and just find that out. But hope you guys enjoy this episode. Obviously, we got the century. We weren't able to push it on too much, but we did wrap up that win in our debut test game. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. And if you're looking forward to more international cricket, please subscribe to make sure you don't miss those episodes. I'm really looking forward to playing those. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on another one.